to Call Me Old Fashioned. It's time to grab your glass, fill it up to the brim, because now it is time for 4 hours for commercial-free bourbon drinking.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. That's exactly how we're going to start the stream, is with a little bit of an old-fashioned cocktail. Nothing fancy, just a little something, a little something to get the stream going. So, if you haven't already, welcome to the stream. Drop a little like for the boys, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get the little sippy sip going. So, again, this stream is going to be more of a hangout stream. I had nothing planned. I was actually supposed to be doing a whole other video. I mean, it's going to come out probably tomorrow or the next day. I'm doing clear ice, but I got my timing down wrong. So I was trying to get it done before the stream. Not going to happen, so I'm going to have to do it after the stream. But if you guys ever wanted to make your own clear ice, stay tuned for that video. It's actually kind of funny in my opinion, but you never know. You never know. So we're going to go ahead and start the stream off with a little new rift, 8-year-aged Bourbon for an old-fashioned. There's something about this one, bro, that it just hits right. You know what I mean? You ever find like a bourbon or a whiskey in general, or a cocktail, liquid of your preference? You ever find one of those and just go, this is what I'm going to drink for a little bit? This bottle's been like one of the go-tos as far as whenever I make a drink, and most of the time, that's a little too expensive for a cocktail, in most people's opinion, but it's damn good. Well, let's check the chat, because you guys are humming already. Bourbon Daddy says, am I late or are you late? I mean, define late, right? Because I just started the stream late, and then I was about a minute late, so maybe it's me. Isaiah says, oh, glad to see the Friday streams. Always brings me joy. Appreciate it. Tater Dom in the chat, North Florida. Kyle says, yo, I'm chilling in a KFC parking lot eating KFC. What do you think about it? I mean, sounds like you're having a better time than I am right now. It depends. What kind of chicken did you get? Are we talking extra crispy, or you get something weird like some baked chicken? And what we working with sides? Like, you can't just come in and be like, hey, I'm in a KFC parking lot. I need the details. You want like full review on the parking lot vibes? I need the full menu. A little much, wasn't it? Isaiah says, nice. Have you had batch 1? Isaiah said, did you get the ice maker I sent you? No. We pour. North Florida says, I have a little cigar and some short barrel cigar blend. That sounds good actually right now. Mr. Joker in the chat, it's been a while. Says, long time overdue, but hello fam. Been MIA, staying healthy, working, taking care of the fam. As you know, Call Me Old Fashioned. Hope your son's doing amazing and the family's going fantastic. Yeah, his birthday was Tuesday. Crazy, right? It's crazy. It was his birthday. So he got this little basketball hoop, like a little mini one that does a bunch of stuff. We've been hooping all week. So Kyle says extra crispy sides, mac and cheese, and cold slaw. No, absolute fail. Get out. Get the fuck out. Cold slaw? Who the fuck eats cold slaw? What the fuck? Mashed potatoes, bro. A little gravy. That way, when you got that extra crispy, do a little dip in the mashed potatoes. The mac and cheese is solid. I can't knock it. It's like something you kind of have to get. But if you went to KFC and didn't get the mashed potatoes and you got cold slaw instead, I'm just saying, you may need to rethink your Friday. Just restart. Go to bed. Sorry. Do what you want. Do what you want. Isaiah says, Call Me Old Fashioned. The ice maker's like $30. I go over it in the video that I'm making. The cheaper ones, I don't. Isaiah says, I love the cold slaw slander. I mean, I don't like cold slaw. But that's fine. My bad, bro. My bad, Kyle. No, like the cheap ones, I'm not saying they're bad, but like I don't want to spend all day to make 2 or 3 ice cubes. You know what I mean? I want to spend all day to make like 20. So that's just my opinion. Joker says mac and cheese mixed with a little mash and gravy. I'm just saying, bro. Kyle says, bro, I wish I could go back and restart my Friday. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying maybe swing through the drive-thru and just kind of make up for it. But hey, can I just get a little side of mash? Little gravy, a lot of gravy, like a bucket of gravy. But, you know, those are my arteries. Isaiah says it makes 8. But is it clear? Not just regular ice. I'm talking clear ice, Isaiah. Clear ice. I have not seen one that makes 8. That's clear ice. I need that spoon still. What am I doing? I'm all discombobulated. Stream's late. I'm all over the place. I'm talking cold slaw with Kyle. You know what I mean? Like, we're just... See what I have to use this peasant ice. Tuck says, Joker? Bro, I know. It's been a while. He graced us with his presence. Anyway, boys, what are you guys sipping on? What are we doing? I'm also... Joker says, it's me. Jessica. That's not what he said. I added that. So I put a question in the chat. I'm not sure how well it worked as far as like the Q&A thing. But I wanted to get you guys' take on what is your thoughts on the current bourbon market? Do you like it? Do you love it? Are you feeling like you're getting bored? Like what is your kind of vibe that you're getting? And then after I see a couple comments, I'll let you guys know my thoughts. Because I think I have a weird take on it. Maybe. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And we're also going to have some drinks, do some stuff like that. So Christian in the chat, welcome back, brother. He says, my daughter's birthday was yesterday. Makes you feel old as fuck. I believe it. He says, I picked up the Jack Daniel's single barrel and my first new Rift bottle and bond to celebrate. Hell yeah. The Jack Daniel's single barrel, is it the barrel proof or just a regular Jack Daniel's? And then the new Rift, what is it the new Rift single barrel? They're all bottle and bond, aren't they? Or am I crazy? It's like, tonight we drink. Kyle says, is a coleslaw thing throwing you off? Throwing your evening off? Bro, I don't even know if I can continue at this point, bro. Somebody got coleslaw from fast food instead of mashed potatoes. Like, French fries would have been a solid substitute. Like, if you're like, you know what? I just wasn't feeling the mash. I wanted something a little more, right? A little French fry, Cajun French fry, maybe. All right, that's how you complete the Friday. If this would be the only thing worse could tell me is if you showed up there buzzed and that was your drunk order instead of like hitting up a Taco Bell or something. Joker says, happy late B-Day to daughter. Oh, I'm like reading it weird. He's like, also, happy late birthday to Call Me Old Fashioned Junior. He had a good birthday. I have some great photos of him just tearing up some cake. I might have dropped one in the Discord. Maybe not. I don't remember. I forgot to put it on camera. Coleslaw is messing my day up, huh? Northfloor says, so I went to the store that had $39.99 Elmerty Lee. So in some stores, the bourbon is still way too high. In other stores, are way better. I need to pull this up, see if that's how this works. I need to see how it works. I guess maybe people just drop the comments in the chat. Is that, or does it like respond to it directly? I'm just testing out features, boys. North Florida says companies like 13th Colony and Short Bill are doing some great things, in my opinion. Buto in the chat. Welcome back, Buto. North Florida, yeah, I agree with that. There's some killing it. Some just kind of leaving me a little flat-footed. Christian said the Jack is just a regular 94 proof. I wanted to get something my pops could enjoy with me. The new Rift regular bottom bond still so good. The hype was real on that one. I love New Rift. I mean, fucking shit, I'm drinking the 8-year. Yeah, I'm a big fan of New Rift. I like their basic offering. I mean, 4 years, 100 proof. This is just 4 extra years on it. Same mash bill and everything. Now, I do personally like their single barrels better than both of them. Only because it's only slightly more expensive. We're talking like $5 to $10. At least from what I've seen. It could be different now that they're putting 6-year age in their single barrels. But mine is like 110 proof, which is like ideal proof for me. Like in that range that I'm like, this is money. So, but yeah, I get the Jack, right? Regular single barrel is fun, but if Dad's not super high on the proof, then you got to kind of get something to meet him in the middle, and that's not a bad bottle in general. So, but anyway, boys, if you haven't already, drop a little like on the stream, help us get out to a couple more people, and of course, if you're not subscribed, what are we doing? A little smoked old fashioned. A lot of people don't care for the cocktail content from me, but I like cocktails, so I'm going to keep doing it. I have a really big cocktail video coming out. Too much? Friday? Nah, whatever. No, I do have a cocktail video coming out probably next week. It's got a little bit more editing than normal. North Florida says, I only had the new Rib single barrel. It is great, worth the buy again at $69.99. Another company doing good stuff. Want to try more. Try the rye. I like the rye a lot. Bro, I feel like Kyle's coming in here just like saying all the wrong stuff tonight. Like I appreciate you being here, Kyle, but we're gonna have to fix some of your choices that you're making. He says, I have Crown Apple. What's the thought? What's the thoughts? Crown Apple? No. First off, there's two things wrong. One, it's Canadian whiskey. Not that I have an issue with Canadian whiskey, but I don't tend to like Canadian whiskey too much. I used to love Crown back when I was like quite a bit younger, but that's just because I was drinking to get drunk. Crown Apple with Sprite during the summer, like only for like one by the pool, isn't bad. But that's just like a flavored, sugared type of drink. So no, if I was going to do any of the Crowns, it's going to be either the XO or the Blackberry. And the Blackberry is kind of the same thing. Sprite, some lemon juice, a couple mushed up berries in there. Frill it up. Crown Apple, like straight up, just hell no. That's like cough syrup. I'm just going after Kyle. My bad, bro. Isaiah says the ice maker produces 8 clear ice, either in cube or spear. They offer 2 different molds. Just gotta trust the community nerd. I've done the optimization and analysis for you. 8 cube or round. I watched like 30 videos this week on this stuff. I've never seen anything that was for that and for only $35. I feel like you're trying, like we're in a middle of an info commercial right now. I'm like, really? 8? And you're like, 8 sphere or cubes, and I'm like, no way, not for $35. And you're like, yeah, and if you buy 2, you get 2. Like, what is it? Like QVC? That's what I feel like we're on right now. Let's see. North Florida says start a night with some SB. I'm having a blank. SB? What's SB? Toasted? SB. Oh, short barrel. Bro, you got me with that last time too. Short barrel toasted. Old fashioned was great. You got quite a few though, short barrels. Joker says just picked up Eagle Rare and tried that. Great for someone who needs to drink. New to drinking. North Florida, you making me look like I can't read. You couldn't type. An Eagle Rare is really good for somebody new to drinking in general. Isaiah, I'm making my own video. Just wait for it. It's already in process. The ice is already in formation. I feel like I missed something. Or maybe I didn't mix it. What I do wrong? Something's off. Anyways. So kind of Kyle says there's nothing better than a screwdriver to the fucking skull. I'm kidding. The screwdriver was that vodka and orange juice? No. I don't like vodka, bro. Joker says, sorry, I have dyslexia and fat fingers. My bad. I don't know if that was a shot at me, like you're saying I do, or are you trying to jump in my boat with me? Because, I mean, I do. But, You know, I wouldn't be mad at, what is it, mimosa? Like, I could get down a little champagne and orange juice. But vodka and orange juice, that's just not, nah, I'm okay. Joker says Don Julio 70 and Sunkissed soda. Fantastic. Okay. Maybe not for me, but I'm sure that's pretty good. Tequila and like a orange soda wouldn't be bad. Jesus. Anyway, so what is that? NCFX? I don't even know what that name is. Half-gallon vodka and a gallon of OJ will change that opinion. I mean, if I drink a whole half-gallon of vodka and a gallon of orange juice, I'm sure I wouldn't have any opinions. But I'm just saying, like, my preference, right? Like, if somebody slid it to me and it was the right circumstances, I'm drinking anything. I mean, I'm having a good time. But if I walk in like here, I got vodka back there. It's for the wife. But I would never go, you know what? Somebody pass me the orange juice. I'm making screwdrivers. You know, like that wouldn't be me. Cigar and some straight whiskey equals heaven. That's what it says. Hey, sounds like a good time. Anyways, I keep getting sidetracked. So my kind of thoughts on where the bourbon industry is at currently, what the market's looking like, what am I looking at here? You know, so like I kind of caught myself a couple times this week. I'd go to the store, run in. I wouldn't even buy anything. Not that I didn't want to. I just nothing intrigued me enough to really buy it. Right. So the one thing that I have a fairly decent collection. Right. So I want something that's a little bit more unique. Right. I want something that may stand out. And one of the things I kind of keep seeing is like a lot of the brands that I really do like, they're kind of just getting a little stagnant. Like they're not pumping anything out like super crazy. Like New Riff, they got some good stuff. I'm not saying they're not pumping out good stuff by any means. But I mean, the 8 years similar to the regular line. You know, the single barrels are still the single barrels. Of course, I have the sherry. That one's a little bit different, but that one's kind of old, right? I wish there was just something a little bit newer that I could get my hands on. That's, you know, that I could taste around. You know, figure out what it's working with. But I haven't really seen them pump out anything too crazy. Same thing with Redwood Empire. You guys know that I've been on the hype train for Redwood Empire for a while, and they have some good stuff. The Pipe Dream 101, I mean, that's money. But that's like their newest thing. And even the Pipe Dream 101 is just another recreation of two bottles they already have, right? Not that I don't love that bottle by any means, but it's just not like, it doesn't like wow me. I'm like, that's good, but like, let me get something else, right? Let me get something else that's like crazier or a different finish or something, right? I feel like the only one that's kind of been in like the spotlight lately has been Penelope. Penelope's coming out with the Havana, then they re-released the Rio, then they're coming out with this cigar blend. I just saw they're coming out with, I don't remember what it was. Tux will know what it is. It's like an Omega. I think it was like a sherry finish. And then they're coming out with like the X project as well. They're just coming out with so many different things. Now that's MGP. So I just wish it was from one of the other ones, right? A different, more localized company in a sense. This is what I was hoping for. But MGP, it's not horrible stuff, but it's only so excited I get for MGP. So I kind of get in this little rut when you're bourbon hunting. I'm like, there's nothing out there that I'm like dying to have. There's a few things I want, a few things I want to make videos on. But besides that, my collection is good enough. I may just start drinking that, you know, down a little bit more than usual than just blowing out the budget in the sense of just buying to buy. So there's still things I want to get. And I still have things that are still being shipped to me as we speak. But I've been a little bit more selective because I'm just waiting for something else to kind of pop out. Because I'm not with all like the super hyped up stuff, right? Like I don't care to like hunt any of that. But when it comes to the, you know, something, I want something that's different on the shelf. That's what I'm looking for right now. So that's kind of my thoughts. I think it's, I like how some things are a little bit easier to find, and I like how some of the prices have come down in the sense. But I wish there was still some of the standouts, on the shelf. That way I can widen my collection just a little bit as far as like the difference in it. You know, I don't need another good standard bourbon. You know, I have tons of that. So let's check the chat because I just saw it cooking. North Florida or Kyle says, on a real note, those Sam Annuals are pretty good. It's a relaxing drink. I mean, I'm not, you know, super big on beer, but I mean, nothing wrong with that. Sam Adams, Samuel Adams, whatever. Get professional. They're not bad. Not my go-to, but I don't really have a go-to beer. Joker says, call me old fashioned. Any discount codes you can get on the Dad Gang merch? Yeah, it's in the description. You just got to use the link. It gives you 15% off. I just made an order, so I'm going to have that probably part of the next live stream. I just ordered the camo hat. I ordered some of their t-shirts. I didn't get the hoodie, but I want the hoodie. And then I got the baby blue one. So they just came out with like another shirt too. That was like a super limited kind of release. I don't even know if it's still available. But if you guys like the Dad Gang stuff, right, it's the hats that you kind of always see me wearing. They have different colors, stuff like that. The link's in the description. Just use that link, save yourself 15% off. So they're good stuff. Big fans. They're not paying me. I mean, they gave me an affiliate link, so I get kickback from that link, but I made videos about it long before I got paid for that. iRock in the chat. iRock, welcome to the stream. Kyle says, crazy story. I was like 8 in a plastic log cabin, burning pine straws in a bucket. It's about 2 p.m, and my brother goes inside. He comes out, hands me a beer. Okay. Scott says, call me old fashioned. Check out the limited series options from Redwood Empire. Also, have you had the needle haystack? What's the limited series? What are we talking about? Because I got the small lot series. I have all but one of those. The haystack needle I have not got. I know I should have. I'm not going to pay secondary for it because I have all the Redwood Empires besides those. Those are kind of pricey as it is. Not that I don't think they're good, but I know Redwood Empire, any of the super old stuff was all MGP distilled anyway. So I wasn't like if you're talking about some of the older stuff, I wasn't dying to have that. Not that if I found it for a good price, I wouldn't get it, but. North Florida says, guys, got to try this 113 13th colony at Call Me Old Fashioned. I know. I got to come pick mine up. North Florida was so gracious enough to pick me up one. I got to go scoop it up from him soon. Christian says, my local store has Jack 10 for $160 and Jack 12 for $200. I feel like in the last 2 or 3 months, I've been seeing bottles that I've never been seeing before in my area. First off, go buy both. Or just the 12. The 10's good, though. The 10's good. I have the 10. I don't have the 12. I want the 12. I see it for $200. I'm buying it. So I'll agree with that. It feels like there's more, not like super allocated, but like more limited releases that are getting to different areas and not necessarily sitting, but giving you a chance to kind of get them because of whatever reason, whether people aren't just buying the more expensive whiskeys or whatever. The only issue that I see with that is like it tends to be the super expensive ones, right? Like Woodford's double, almost $200. Like that one's sitting crazy to me, but it's sitting. But I know it's because of the price. You know, even some of the Havana stuff that I don't see it sitting, by the way, but I've heard it's been sitting on the shelves in different areas. That's just because most people are selling it for $100 to $110. So I think that's why. Some things cost a little bit more money than normal, so people are kind of backing off some of the more expensive stuff. And I'm not saying I want to buy only expensive stuff either. I'd love to find a good budget bottle, but you guys are blowing up the Discord. My whole chat's going nuts. There we go. This guy says, yeah, I'm at Small Lot Series, Screaming Titan, Foggy Barrel, and those. I almost started the stream with the Devil's Tower. North Florida says Blue Note Special Reserve. I mean, Blue Note, I haven't had any yet. But that's one of the ones that I do want to try. Again, I'm not saying this is their price by any means, but like what I kind of see is like a lot of these like kind of bottles I've been seeing. I'm like, that could be good, right? One, I hear a lot of like, it could be just more of standard basic bourbon, nothing like too out there. But they're also going for like 60 to 75 bucks. Not Blue Note. It just kind of triggered a thought. And that's one thing that I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to spend $70 on another really good, just basic bourbon with vanilla and caramel notes that just don't have anything more than that. You know, I can get that on half the bottles in here. So, but Blue Note is one that I want to try. I also want to try that like I think it's a rye honey finish. I think I want that one as well. Yeah, so who put it in there? iRock just put it in the Discord saying, have you seen this yet? It's Woodford's Reserve Double XO. And that's just a double XO blend, not like a double, like the double oak or anything like that. It's, I mean, technically you can kind of call that. It's aged twice in cognac cast finish. So kind of like the Crown Royals XO. This is kind of similar, but Woodford's going for 150 bucks. I mean, if I see it one day, maybe I pick it up. I'm not. I haven't really been dying on it. Isaiah says, I don't think he posted on that Discord. I meant he like sent it in the Discord. LaFlorida says expensive, limited release. The Blue Note, is that the one at the Bourbon Barn? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, I don't know. The Master Collection for Woodford, don't get me wrong, I'm like one of the first ones that would dive headfirst into that stuff. I would probably get the Moderna one. The 2XO, I don't care for like the cognac stuff too much. Not that I wouldn't like dabble, but for 150 bucks to kind of dabble in it, that's an expensive little, let's test it out, right? That's kind of the other part of my issue has been is like, if I find something that could be really good, it also could be really bad, and it's usually for a lot of money. 150 is a lot of money to me, like when it comes to whiskey. So I wish there was like this nice sweet spot where I felt like before, maybe a year or two ago, there was a lot of sweet spot whiskeys. Scott said, call me old fashioned. Being from Missouri, I just discovered how good JT Mellick is. I just picked up the high proof NOLA last month. It was very surprising. I have heard a lot of good things about JT Mellick. That's funny. North Florida says, I want your opinion on these bottles. Maybe when you pick up the Maple 13, try this Triumphant Master Keep. I do. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to try that bottle again. I've had it one time, I believe. Like maybe not even that one. It may have been a different one. Anyway, chat says, Tuck says, post in the chat. I want to see. Yeah, whenever I pick it up, I'll bring you a couple samples too. I got you. Do you guys think Kyle finished his cold slaw or what? You think he threw it out? We haven't heard from him in a while. Just checking on him, you know? Making sure he's good. Let's see. Let's do Screaming Titan. So it's been a while. I haven't drank a lot of Screaming Titan. This is batch 2, by the way. A lot of people say they like batch 2 more. Or I'm sorry, they like batch 1 more than they like batch 2. Don't know why. North Florida. What's funny is I said, like, literally, I debated tonight's stream. Like, originally I was filming a video, then the ice wasn't fully done, so I was like, maybe I don't film in the room and I go out by the fire pit, smoke a cigar, have a couple pours, and then just call it a night. It would have been a quicker stream because it's only so long I'm going to sit outside, but because I'd run out of cigar pretty quick probably. I just put that cap back on without pouring. But I didn't, because that was a lot more work in a sense of like, I'd have to set it up from my phone, bring out a tripod. It would be close to fire, so I could cook my phone. There's like no tables out there. So that's, I almost had a little cigar night. iRock says, I like Old Granddad 114 better than both batches. Batches of what? Oh, the Screaming Titan? I mean, I like Old Granddad pretty good too now, but I've never had batch 1. I've only had batch 2 because I couldn't find batch 1 when it came. Mash bill on this can be 4% malt, 5% rye, 61% corn, and 30% wheat. Toasted and charred, number 3, 96 proof. I mean, ideally, like when you look at it, it was like it screamed it was gonna hit me like in a perfect level, but it kind of just fell a little flat comparatively. I think the issue was I drank it right next to the Screaming Titan. The Screaming Titan was so unique that I was like, this is good. Like, this is okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. But Screaming Titan was just better. Christian says, the owner of the store with the Jack 10 and 12 will knock off 30 for each store pick you buy. Christian, I don't know where you're at. I can't remember. But that's a hell of a deal. Because you could get a Jack 12 for what, $170 if you buy a store pick. And I'm sure they have at least one store pick that you'd want. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they have an Elijah Craig that would be an easy, yeah, I can pick that up. We know it's going to get drank. They may have something a little bit more creative too. You know, one thing that I do like about whiskey a lot is it doesn't matter how much you drink of one bottle. You can always go back to it and be like, what the fuck did I just drink? Like, I don't remember it tasting like this at all. That first time I drank it was kind of muted. And it's not like it's been opening up like crazy. I haven't drank it that much. But that little sip was little hit you right. Explore the fun in real life, live streaming in real life. Explore, I don't know what that is, bro. I feel like it has a little bit more like citrus and floral vibes than I was expecting. More citrus, not floral. Took a second to process that one. You know what's funny? So when I got this bottle, I got the Van Dusen, this one, the Devil's Tower. A lot of them really, really quick, right? And I was going through this weird little like phase that I was really into ryes at the time. I don't know. I think I thought that like my palate got a little discombobulated with drinking rye so much that it made almost every like bourbon like super and overly sweet, like just way too much sugar. So I think that's part of where this one kind of fell to the wayside for me, because I was like right in the prime of my palate was freaking out. It fixed itself. Don't worry. I love bourbon still. Scott says, call me old fashioned. How much are you willing to pay for Jack Daniel's 14 year? I don't know. Not much. Not that I don't want it, right? So I made a poll maybe a week or two ago. I don't remember when. And the question was, what would you guys choose right now? If you could just pick, right, where money was not an option, would you pick the Jack Daniel's 14, or would you pick the Still Austin Tanger, right? I chose the Still Austin. The reason being is the Tanger is a limited release as well. It's a cigar blend, but I feel like it would be a super unique bottle, where it may be different than all the other Still Austins out there, right? Has its own little cigar blend going, and you haven't had the same bottle 50 million times. Jack Daniels, no matter how great it is, I'm not saying it's not a great bottle. I haven't had it. I hear people talking about it, that it's this incredible thing. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be a Jack Daniels, right? It's still going to have that same Jack Daniels vibe. And it may be better, but it's still going to be Jack Daniels. You know what I mean? So if I want a Jack Daniels, I can just pick up a Jack Daniels. Two different things. But that's where my head thought was, is like, I could pick up something at least somewhat in the realm of a Jack Daniels 14 with the Jack Daniel notes if I had to. The Still Austin Tanger, I don't think I could pick up something similar from Still Austin, so that's why I went that route. How much would I be willing to pay for the Jack 14 though? MSRP plus a little bit extra. Like, I don't mind paying a little bit, especially if I was able to get it somewhat earlier. But I wouldn't be paying like the crazy secondary that I see going right now. Like, I'm not paying no $600 or something like that. I don't know what MSRP is, but I'm sure it's like 250. So maybe I'd pay 300. I don't know. 300 seems a little bit much. Maybe I'd just pay MSRP then. I probably wouldn't pick it up unless I found it picked it up at a raffle where I won it for MSRP or something like that. That's probably when I would get it. Will, or WI11, says, favorite budget bottle. Favorite budget bottle right now is kind of in the battle of what I am feeling that day. It's going to be either Old Granddad 114, which has kind of like been the go-to budget bottle lately, or even Benchmark Full Proof. If I want a little bit more of a cherry vibe with a little bit higher proof, I'm going the Benchmark, but Old Granddad's been solid. Oak and Agave says, hey, call me old fashioned. Secondary 650. I'm not paying no fucking 650. 650? Hell no. Not that, like, I'm sure it's good. I'm not paying 650 for anything. That's a car payment. That's more than a car payment. That's more than my car payment. You know what I mean? If I'm paying more than a car payment for a bottle of whiskey, that thing better blow my socks off. If I even, I give this analogy a lot. People get annoyed with it, and it's fine. The more you pay for something, the more the expectations is, right, on that drink. So when you go in and sip for it, you're going to feel and think that you're about to get $650 worth of flavor, and you're not. You may get some high-end flavor, right? You're going to get that 14-year age, but no. Now that 15-year age Russell's, that one's money. That one's really good. I would pay a little bit. I'd pay $300 for that, easy. But I wouldn't be going too much higher than that. So I guess it really depends on, like, if you're just like a diehard Jack Daniels fan, it may be something that, like, you're like, hey, I have to have one. There's no option but to have it. Now, if Jack Daniels saw this stream, they're like, let's send it to him so we can pull him on our side, I'd be fine with that. Send it on over to me. I'll try. I'll give it a little review, and I'll probably drink the shit out of it. But for $650, I could go buy 6 Jack 10s. You know what I mean? If I could find them. I'm not going to find 6 Jack 10s. $650. I saw it on, I don't know if you guys use or even check out Unicorn Auctions. I like to kind of just go look at what crazy prices people are spending on whiskey. Let's look it up right now. Live. Jack 14. So just to give you guys a quick idea, this is like an auction site where it starts super low. It'll probably be on there for $200, and then people kind of bid, right, for a week, and then it goes up. Right now, the Jack 14 is at a $1,020 bid. There's 34 people bidding on it. That's fucking crazy. They say the average bottle goes between $600 and $800 on here. But this Jack 14 is going for $1,020 right now, and there's still about 2 days left on that auction. $1,020? That means, hold on. Oh my God, if I accidentally bid on this, I will fucking lose my mind. That means if I just bet $1,030 right now, it's going to cost me $1,300 with all the fees and stuff, not including the shipping. I almost hit the wrong button. Hell no. $1,300 for a Jack 14? Somebody's about to pay that right now. Like somebody's locked in, feeling good about that. We don't get enough ad revenue on here to do weird shit like that. Isaiah says, I take 2 Coy Hills. I take 1 Coy Hill and save the money. Christian says, I'm in Jersey. He's got some banger store picks. Old Forester single barrel proof. Hell yeah. Weller full proof? Bro. Angels Envy cast strength. I could do without, but I understand. But he's even got an Ezra and a Buffalo Trace pick for 40. Yeah. So go pick up the Old Forester, the Weller full proof, and then the Buffalo Trace. So what's that? That's $90 off, right? Steal. They're basically giving you the Jack 12. You know what I mean? $90 off. That's $110 for a Jack 12. Plus you got 4 solid bottles in. I say do that. Why? I need a cool store like that. My stores don't have all that. Shit, I just take the Old Forester and the Weller Foolproof pick if I could just find that around here. Iraq says Cubs are winning. If anybody cares, Cubs, no. I mean, I love baseball, and I know it's opening day basically for most people, or it was yesterday, but my Marlins haven't been playing good, so I haven't really been watching much. Oliver says, what do you think about Old Tub? I have not actually had Old Tub, but cute dog. Cute doggo for your profile picture. North Florida says, Oliver, not bad for the price, good mixer, and for shots. You know, when somebody says something's good for shots, though, typically it means it's not that great. Because I only take shots of stuff I don't really want. Scott says, I rock go-karts. Go Astros? Guys, somebody be a Marlins fan in here. What are we doing? Nobody's a Marlins fan. Nobody's willing to endure that pain. Not with me, at least. Anyway, if you guys are new, drop a little like on the stream, subscribe. If you like the whiskey and bourbon content, we do go live every Friday at 9 p.m. or shortly after if I'm late or something like that. So, because I'm usually late a couple minutes. Tuck says Astros. Iraq says good times, love baseball. Bro, I love baseball. It's just, man, it's so hard to watch the Marlins. Isaiah says, someone told me you're going to do an infinity barrel, ultrasonic aging, March Madness bracket, and clear ice video all tomorrow morning. That's crazy. No, the ice video I'm going to finish as soon as I end this live stream. I probably will post it either tomorrow or Monday, one of the two, depending on analytics. The March Madness bracket is going to have to take a back seat. I wanted to do it tomorrow, but unfortunately, I know I have to edit all day tomorrow. Not for bourbon stuff, for my other business, because I have to finish it, or I'm going to get yelled at. The Infinity Barrel, that was you, not me. The ultrasonic aging, yes, I want to do that, but not tomorrow. Oliver says, basketball fans? North Florida, Juan just got his bracket in the Discord. Pretty interesting results so far. I like how he's in there just doing that. It's a good time to read those sometimes. Because I like seeing other people's thoughts without having to watch like a giant long video sometimes. The Discord's a cool place to be every once in a while. Sometimes you get a little weird though in there. Let's keep going. Somebody, I can't remember who just said this. Somebody said do the small lot series. We'll go Van Dusen because I've given this bottle a little bit of shit. Next time, tell me I'll give him his own channel. No, I like it in the main chat. It's fun. Keeps everybody engaged all in one spot, you know. That and I have to click through 15 channels to find it. This one does not have the nose of the last one. Damn, my bottles are dusty, bro. I have to probably flip my bottles and dust them all off tomorrow. I think that would be a good move. It's been a minute. I'm running 100 miles a minute over here, boys. The nose is kind of flat. I remember last time the palate kind of. I say is pumped for this bracket. Yeah, I mean, I think smart thing to do at this point because of how late we're doing it. It's gonna. I mean, shit. It's the 28th already. Jesus Christ, bro! I thought we had another 2 weeks left of March. I was gonna say we may do it like the first week in April and call it like an April bracket. But shit, me, I didn't know it's April tomorrow, basically. Either my palate's going crazy, and it keeps changing every time I touch this bottle, but this is not as good as it was last time. Last time was good. This has a weird aftertaste right now. Oliver says, snagged a Chant Farms 8-year single from Total Wine. Ever tried? No, I don't think so. I don't even know if I've heard of it, to be honest. Isaiah says, bro, I keep you updated in your DMs. I barely look at any of this stuff, guys. I just said I'm running 100 miles a second. Juan says, good evening, gents. Juan's ears were burning. Chestnut Farms. You said Chance. I was like, what is that? Iraq says, I had Kentucky winning, so there goes my bracket. Iraq says, hot trash. Normally I pick either UConn or Kentucky to win March Madness, usually. I would have picked Florida this year, but I didn't even do a bracket. KBV said, when did you start the stream? I started the stream at 9:30 today. I was late. I was originally going to do the stream closer to like 10:30. And then only reason was because I was trying to film another video. And then it's with ice, and the ice wasn't done, so I had to switch gears, and by then I was late. So iPhones suck. iPhones will change your words like nobody's business. So no, I don't. I still haven't had the Chestnut Farms. Oh, I picked Duke a lot too. Age 24 hours? Fuck no. I've never had that. Nor do I even think that. Age 24 hours in what? Tim Smith, Southern Reserve Bourbon, 24-hour age. Do you mean 24-year age or something? Like, what's 24 hours gonna do? That's gotta have like super small barrel with staves in it or something. He's like, no, it's 24 hours. It's a gimmick. I don't even think the barrel can saturate in 24 hours like that. I mean, I love the gimmick stuff. Like that's always like fun talking points, but yeah, 24 hours. I can't imagine that'd be good. Unless you're like really obsessed with like white distillate, the just straight corn liquor. That's why I said check Discord to post a pic. Let me see. Let me see. Whiskey, wood fired, 90 proof, distilled and bottled by Two Trees Distilling, Fletcher, North Carolina. No. I don't like the picture of the man in the overalls with no shirt on underneath either. Like, at least give him a little bit more muscles. I know that's being, like, picky, but if you're going to give me 24-hour age whiskey, I need a better label. It just says oak chips. Bro, what? Crazy. I don't like this. It's not bad, but I don't know what it is right now. It's not tasting good. The last time I poured it up, it was actually like really decent. I'll save it. I'll save it. I'll save it. What should we pour up next? You guys let me know. Let me know. Isaiah says, let's get some rare breed. Not bad. LaFleur says, same store with the 250 Stag 24A. 250 though. Oliver says, toasted barrel Elijah Craig. I don't actually have that. I wasn't really the biggest fan of the toasted barrel for Elijah Craig. I know it was a lot of hype around that one. I wasn't really the biggest fan of that for some reason. I don't know why. KBV said, do I get any new bottles recently? I may have purchased new bottles, but I did not receive them yet because I bought some stuff online, and yeah, so we're still waiting on those. So still waiting. I pre-ordered one. I pre-ordered the Penelope cigar blend. I didn't realize it wasn't going to get here till the summer. I was pissed about that. Southern Comfort, get out of here. North Florida said Ancient Age. Hey, we're a little bit above the budget right now. A little bit above that budget bottles. I'll agree heads at it. SoCo Lime, it's like 1955. Okay. Juan says, what haven't you had in a while? You should know. What have I not? You know what would be kind of fun? I haven't had this in a while. IRX's Old Granddad 114. I drink that all the time. Juan says, get some red corn in your system. Red corn would be a good pick, too. I like that. Maybe we should splurge and get the top shelf mellow corn. We save that for special occasions, Isaiah. North Florida says, pour some double oak 13th colony. I'll join you with this maple finish. Steven in the chat says, hey, buddy. Steven, welcome back, baby. What I haven't had in a while would be the Maker's Mark. Like Generations of Proof or Penelope Havana. Every time I drink the Havana, I play the Havana song, and then I get copyrighted. Christian says, put that campfire whiskey stuff in the barrel with oak chips, basically big ultrasonic. But Christian, you and Isaiah would fall in love with each other about this ultrasonic aging stuff. Oliver says, rep from Texas with some Still Austin. I love Still Austin. I definitely don't want to Penelope right now. The Havana, like it's a little too sweet. I could go for the red corn. The red corn's money. Who has not had the Penelope red corn? I need to get the blue corn too. So I feel like it needs a friend. right? And the cast strength and the rye is a good friend to him, but it needs a more unique friend. KBV says, yes, Maker Smart. Too many people saying Havana. Not that the Havana's not cool and good and fresh and new, but I did that like the last couple streams. The red corn, we'll do red corn, and then we can move on to the generations of proof. So I'll do like a small pour of this, and then move over to that. The only issue is I don't think I have the Glens. I may. Iraq says they're dropping to Havana at the LB here tomorrow. Liquor Barn, probably. Tuck says LB equals Liquor Barn? Question mark. Havana. Juan says bent it. Purple corn. Oh, like if I had the blue and the red and made purple corn. See? That's why we keep you around. That'd be good. Like what's funny is like I love Still Austin for like their artwork, and the red corn's money. The blue corn's like a bird or something like that. I'm not like in love with the artwork. That's why I haven't got it. That's how picky I am with some bottles. Oliver says, good on the Still Austin. Cast strength rye guy over here. I mean, I have the regular rye. I don't have the cast strength rye. I know I need to get that still. I love the cast strength bourbon. One of my favorites. Oh, my camera died. What? It wouldn't be a stream, right, boys? Wouldn't be a stream. It would not be. Oh, Jesus Christ! Now I'm dropping batteries. Wouldn't be a stream, boys. If you say, yeah, I saw the last streams and the Penelope was always brought out. I think it's a bit special, so I'd do another for a bit. I mean, it's cool. I wouldn't say it's like super special. It's just super hard to get right now for most people. But that you can't see, my Penelope little part of the shelf, they weren't even on the shelf for a while. Now they got some friends over there. I love the style of the Penelope bottle. I love the wine bottles. It looks good on the shelves. That's why the bigger shelves, you can see it's some of the taller bottles, except for my Master Collection ones. I like those there too. So. Isaiah says, speaking of blends, you got to try 85% Architect, 15% Full Proof. You said you would try it next time because you were a little too drunk to get the percentages right. I mean, I probably would. Would have been too drunk. Oliver says, Specs has Penelope. Yeah, he says, bigger stores have more bottles naturally, typically. But also, more people go to those places. KBV says, what's your favorite note in bourbon? In bourbon in general, to be honest, my favorite one, I don't want it to be like a chocolate bourbon by any means, but I love being able to I want it to have the classic notes to pair with it. Like I want the vanilla and caramel stuff. Like I want a little spice, but if there's like a little hint of like dark chocolate or chocolate in general, typically I like them a lot. That's why I like Woodford's Double Oak so much. That's why I like the 1924. Those are some of my favorites because it has a little bit more of that chocolate desserty feel. Yeah, it's just one of my more favorite notes. Oh, Isaiah said Liquor Depot in Tampa. Fuck that. Never Tampa. Says it's going down this Saturday. In store only. Releasing at Waters Avenue. 90 bottles available. That's a lot of bottles. $129. One per person. Yes, we will sell out Yes, show up early. Penelope, Brewmates, Cooler Raffle. Info coming tomorrow. $400 value. That's going to be in Tampa. They're going to be dropping what looks like a single barrel of the Penelope 17 or age 17 years American light whiskey, 144 proof. My God, I'd want one. But I'm not. There's no liquor in the universe that's going to get me to drive on I-4. No shot. If you guys are from Florida, if you ever drove on I-4, you know what I'm talking about, of the pain and suffering you'd have to go through. It's just not worth it. You know what I mean? That's 4 hours there, 4 hours back on I-4 for me to spend $150 easily and a whole day worth of travel. Shout out Tampa for getting a single barrel of the 17-year. But that's gonna be a no for me, dog. KBB said, I find that very interesting chocolate. I have to look out for that one. Thanks, man. I mean, you're welcome. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, if I can find a good chocolate note, typically it becomes one of my more favorite ones. Not that I don't like it. I like things that are a little bit more unique. Like if something just punches you in the face that's not normal, not the basic vanilla, creamy caramel, right? Like those two are almost in almost every single bourbon, right? If there's something that stands out from there, then we start talking my language. North says, fuck I-4. Yeah, I'm right there with you. RMZ, sorry I'm late, everyone, but I'm here now. Don't worry, we started a little bit late. Juan says, what's the news on your March Madness bracket? I was enjoying watching yours, to be honest. I was just going to just clip up what you said and just make videos out of it at this point. I'm just kidding. No, we're gonna do an April Madness bracket is what it looks like. Guys, my eyes are fucking burning for some reason. My eyes are burning. Anyways, if you're just now tuning in, drop a little like on the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. I think there's something wrong with my palate tonight, boys. KBB says, have you tried Garrison Brothers? I heard it's pretty blazing hot. Texas whiskey, bottle at 150 proof. Do you have a bottle? I do not, because it's typically overly expensive. And the way I kind of do things is like I'll buy, a distillery or a brand's like baseline stuff, like one of the cheaper lines. And if I like it, I'll slowly go up. Right, I'll start buying some of their more expensive stuff. But I want to know what they're working with first before I go drop, a bunch of money. I tried the Garrison Brothers small batch. I did not like it. Not that like it couldn't grow on me, but it was a very mesquite, very like barbecue feeling. I wasn't feeling it that day for sure. So maybe in the future, but as of right now, no. He's like, it's for sure going to be on a Saturday though, right? Yeah, definitely a Saturday. No way I could ever get it done on a Friday. And I would not do it on a Sunday, so it'd have to be a Saturday. Juan says, on my way home, finish up the first round of matches. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I can't wait to see who wins yours because I don't have a clue anymore. North Florida says 2 weeks got another bourbon drop in Gville. What's at the drop? North Florida is like gonna have me move to Gainesville at this point. Let me pick this one up. It says that's fair. It's overpriced as well. Not terrible. Totally agree. Mesquite doesn't sound appealing. It doesn't. Not that like if you were having like a steak and a barbecue, maybe it fits the vibe, but it wasn't the vibe that day. Oh, I do gotta try your blend, Isaiah. What was it? Foolproof and Architect. I only have a little bit of Architect though. Let's just. I'll only drink like one of these, one or two of these. So Generations approved. This, by the way, I don't know if you can still get it at Costco, but I got it at Costco, and it has 3 of the 375 milliliter bottles, and I believe I got it for like $60. I could be wrong on that price, but I know it wasn't. I got it on sale. It used to go for like 100, and then they dropped it down. KBB says mesquite. Nah, not in a drink. Turkey sandwich, sure. A drink? No thanks. That's funny. Oliver says E.H. Taylor small batch or Four Roses single barrel. Four Roses single barrel. I don't know. Depends on which one we're talking about. Somebody asked this before. I feel like I would gravitate more towards the E.H. Taylor, but the Four Roses is probably better. Isaiah says, I think Publix got more of the Architect 7. Oh, that's interesting. I saw a creme brulee version of the Architect. Kind of want that. So let me see. This is the 2019, 2020, and the 2021 editions. This is a limited edition, basically, of their. It says Generations approved, so I'm guessing it's their just 3 different renditions of their private selections, which is going to be 109.5, 109.9, 108.6. And I believe I picked out 2 that were fairly good. 2020 says just kind of zesty aroma, clove, salted caramel. 2021 says strong vanilla notes. And that has 4 of the Maker 7. Yeah, number 4 was actually the closest thing I ever tasted to the Architect that I have. The Architect I have is like it's like a vanilla ice cream, and this one was very close to it as far as like vanilla bomb flavors. This one, it gives you the stave breakdown. It has 1 American or baked American pure, 2 of the seared French cure. I don't know what that says. 4 of the Maker's 7, which is like a French oak, and then 3 of the toasted French spice at 109.5 proof, dated May 2022. But it's 21 edition. So Sox says, how many builds are you up to now? I don't know. I don't think that was to me. Oliver says, 4 Roses single fills my shelves. That's cool bottles. I mean, it's a cool looking bottle. Nothing wrong with it. It's not the coolest, I'd say, but it's pretty snazzy. All right, let's give it a little taster tester here. And if this works, we can blend that foolproof into this maybe. Like if this has the same kind of notes as my Architect, we'll go with this for Isaiah. Yeah. On the nose is very Architect feeling. I mean, the different builds, by the way, guys, they're drastically different because we tried Isaiah's 10, and it was good, right? It had a little French oak, a little vanilla, but it wasn't nowhere near like the 7 that I have. I think I have the 7. It was like, mine's like melted ice cream. Oliver says, not the coolest. Interested in what your coolest is. I'm basic, bro. Like, I really like the wine finish bottles. I feel like those look really good on shelves. They're slender. They like you can pack a little bit more in. I like the Masters Collection bottles a lot too. The Woodford's Masters Collections. Um, but like as far as like decor pieces, the Lucky 7. I'm a big fan of this one. Don't know why. I'm just a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of the Jack Daniel's bottles too. But unfortunately, like the Caribou, which is like a Rock Hill Farm bottle, I like that one a lot. Let's see. Yeah, I have a 7. Shit, my bottle's kind of old. North Florida says, I really like the marshmallow toast, Penelope. If anyone is on the fence about it, I have the regular toast. I don't care for it too much, so I won't be picking up the marshmallow toast. Anyways, so I'm giving a little retaste to the Makers 2021 edition of Generations of Proof. This one's supposed to be the more like the vanilla bomb version. I believe 2020 was the very like berry feeling, and I believe 2019 I didn't care for it too much. Like it was good, just wasn't like super standout-ish. Yeah, that's good stuff. Juan said, "Do you like the heart release?" I'm not the biggest Makers fan. Don't let me like fool you by any means. I like Makers, but I haven't bought any of their like limited releases or anything like that because it's not like they're not my favorite by any means. Not that they're not good, they're just not my favorite. Yeah, this one's like all vanilla. All the vanilla, all the time. It's not like it's ice cream. It's more like a lot more oaky, a lot more like a vanilla extract instead of ice cream, right? Tuck says, be back shortly, y'all. It's McChicken time. You better get me one too. Fuck. Very, very curious. Oliver wants my thoughts on his Knob 12. Knob Creek 12 is actually the only Knob Creek I actually really like. I don't care for the 9 too much. I understand it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just not something I typically generate or gravitate towards. The 12 is a lot better. I only had a sample of it. I don't have my own bottle. It's at Total Wine right now. I could go pick it up, but I just haven't. Cigar Blend Short Barrel was in $119.99. To me, is worth it. I mean, the short barrel stuff's a little pricey, but I mean, I haven't had one that's been bad. He's like, Oliver says, Total Wine and Specs on the shelf, snagged 3. Yeah, I still have just a 9. But I'll have to grab it one day. There's always been something else that I'm like, I can grab that now instead. There's not a lot of spice on it, but it feels like the ethanol lingers a little bit on this. I like these little small bottles. These are cool little bottles too. Like I know we were talking about bottles and stuff like that. Like it's got a little like baby wax, right? It doesn't got a ton. It's got a little dust on it, but for like a small bottle, it feels a little bit, I don't know, it just feels cool. Don't know why. Artful says the Total Wines here in Missouri still have the Woodford's double oak sitting on the shelves for $200. You know, the more I've been sipping on mine, the more I think about it. The only person I think that should spend $200 on the Woodfords is me, right? Because how much I've hunted that bottle, how much I wanted and needed that bottle for a long time, I would have been okay paying $200. I didn't pay $200 though. I paid $160 plus tax, right? Which I think was like $180, which still is a lot. For the average person, the more I kind of sip on it, the more I'm like it's really good. I don't know if it's like $180 good, you know. And the prices have been dropping a little bit, but I also think Woodford's kind of did us dirty, right? Not intentionally, but I think like they said it was still limited, right? A limited run. There's no way it was limited. There was lines out the doors at the Costco's here for when they got it. So you're gonna tell me all those people got it and then nobody else was like, everybody else like, I'm good. No, people are rushing to go find it. I think they produced more than they said and they shipped it all out. Now it's sitting on shelves just like the other Master Collection ones, because those weren't super duper limited. They were just semi-limited, I guess you could say. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just talking shit. Let's pour up a little Woodfords. I forgot to put this one back. We'll just put it over here. Pink face drinking tea. Yassine. I can't. I think that was an emoji, and on my side it just kind of told me what it was for some reason. Like it doesn't show me emojis. But welcome to stream, baby. Happy Friday. Again, if everybody here, happy Friday. Hopefully you had a good week. Hopefully it wasn't too rough, and now you're sitting back, kicking back with a nice beverage of your choosing, whether that's juicy juice, screwdrivers, Kyle with his cold slaw stuff, or a nice little glass of little bourbon or whiskey. Isaiah says emoji. Norflor says all the Woodfords are dropping in price. I bet the double will too soon. I think the double will kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier, is the prices of whiskey have gone up in general, right? And I think what people are starting to realize is nobody wants to spend $200 on one bottle of whiskey. There's a very small group of us that will and want to do that. Not that anybody really wants to, but people will, right? Especially for stuff they really want. So I think like prices are going to drop. The question is just when and on what bottles, you know? Isaiah says, I think the double is going to hit 160 and then I'm going to buy it. You can get it at 160 a lot of places right now. The taxes equal up to like 180 though. Arful says, Woodford had to produce a ton of those bottles. They just aged the standard double oak in a second barrel for another year or so. Yeah, but they used to do 375 milliliter bottles. They only did like a handful of barrels. They didn't do like mass producing, right? Not that they couldn't. I'm not saying they couldn't. And if they did, rightfully so. It's their brand, their bottles, whatever. But the way they kind of told us was like, hey, this year we're going to put it in bigger bottles. We made a little bit more. Don't worry. But it's still going to be a limited run, right? Because everybody thought at first it was going to be even less to be able to get your hands on, or it was already hard to get. So IROC says, Old Granddad 16. I did it. You did it. You bought one. You got a bottle of the Old Granddad 16. Bro, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, because I've seen it a couple places and I'm like, I would buy that, but that's a little pricey. Isaiah says, I think it's going to hit 160. Someone write down that I had that on my bingo card first. I got mine at 160 though. So I keep telling you guys. Or maybe I got 180. And no. It's like 160. I got mine like one of the first ones too. Bro, the nose on this is spectacular. If I could turn this into like a cologne that would stay, like I'd just, a little beard oil or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's good. That's good shit. Arful says, I rock. Old Granddad 16 is the equivalent to liquid gold, worth every penny. That's big claims. It's like $200. Not that I want to spend $200, but how crazy would it be able to do like a $200 bottle comparison? Which $200 bottle is worth $200? IRX says, can't bring myself to crack it just yet. You can wait till Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and then we crack them together. Like you crack yours, and then I'll open something else and I'll drink your bottle. Welcome, Dave. At Dave. Am I missing a comment or something? Oh. Dave in the chat says, thank you, sir. I may have missed his comment. I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, I mean, guys, just a quick reminder. Let me just pull up the exact date. Let me pull up the exact date. Dun, 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 dun. Tickets go on sale April 17th for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. So we got about a little over 2 weeks till those tickets go on sale. So don't say I didn't remind you or didn't warn you or didn't do any of that kind of stuff. So just so you guys remember. Bro, my nose is like getting all crazy. I think my allergies have been kicking my ass today, to be honest. Anyways, Woodford's double though. To me, I'm a big fan of this bottle, but I understand where the price kind of gets into this weird stage. Now, if Woodford's would just like knuck up or shut up, release like a barrel proof version of the Woodford's double double. That will bring the people right back in. I'm just saying, bring me right back in. I'll come twice. Fuck it. I did order the, what is it called? The chocolate whisper reduct, whatever it's called. Reduct. I can't remember what the name of it is. Yeah, I ordered the blended malt sherry cask finish from Woodford's Distillery Series and the chocolate whisper reduct 2025, 139.4 proof. That's gonna be interesting. It's the highest proof that Woodford's has ever released, so I'm pumped. I'm pumped to try that. That's not gonna be here for a while, so don't expect that anytime soon, but sometime before the end of April for sure. They better, or I'll be mad. Dave says that double double would be so good at cash trend. Could you imagine that profile at 120 proof plus? I'm not even being picky. Like, I'd be fired up at 115 proof. You know what I mean? I'd be praising everything about it, because all I can imagine is all those little nuanced notes that I get in it. It'd just be more punchy, more pronounced, more just right. That, if it was 100, let's just be generous. Let's say it's 115 proof, 120 hotcakes. You know what I mean? Like, those are going too quick. But even 115 proof, they're gonna sell out. There's no question. Doesn't matter about the price they have now. If they raise the price, then they're out of their fucking mind. But at a $200 price point, people would have bought every single one of them. Arvel says, Dave, would love to just try it at 100 proof first. I mean, I agree that, like, I'd love to try it at 100 too. But, like, what's the difference? 100 to 110? Like, just give us 10 proof points at that point. Because they do have the Masters collection, 121.2 proof. Which year is this? This is 2024, I think. I don't remember. It doesn't say it. Why does it not say it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't say it. I'm pretty sure this is 2024 though. That's good pop. I know I didn't get New Glen, but I'm out of Glens. So a Woodford's on a little Woodford's double oak can't hurt nobody. Not that I'm going to do it, but blending this and the Woodford's double oak, you know what I mean? Irox says, just pour some Eagle Rare, my Lanta. My Eagle Rare is unopened. It's right here. Whenever I open an Eagle Rare, I have this weird thing where I like drink the shit out of it. So I haven't opened it yet because I know I'm going to hammer through that one. Dave says, y'all ready for the 13th Colony Double Oak Single Barrel coming out at 141 proof? Excuse me? I got the email. I don't remember that being the case. But yeah, I'm dialed in the 13th stuff. Irox says, still don't beat that Old Granddad 114 pop, baby. I will say, this year alone, the Old Granddad, when we opened that one had like a mean pop. Arvo says, that one was my favorite in recent years. Talking about the generations of proof, I take it. Oh, he did say it's a 121.2 proof is 2024. So yeah, I was right. It's close. Close. That one's money though. Like, a lot of people I see on the fence about that stuff, like that one's 100% worth the money. And it's going down in price. I love how everybody's all old Granddad 114 fans because it took me so long to get it. Dave said it's only 90 bottles, 13th colony raffle only. Well, Dave, I'm dialed in, baby. Like when I review it when it comes out, like I'll send you a sample or something, you know? We're just fishing her in, you know? Basically just talking like I already have it. I should call 13th up and just say, hey, how much? You know what I mean? Just slide me one. How much? Send them a blank check and say, send me a bottle. That'd be dangerous. The ultimate unicorn? Nah. I like the 13th colony double oak. Don't get me wrong. 140 proof? I'm sure it's going to be good. Don't get me wrong. I still don't think it'll be my favorite bottle, though. Like, I'm sure it'll be really delicious. But I think you do, bro. Like, you need to hit him up. Get you like at least a t-shirt or something. Yeah, like a t-shirt, a hat, a button. Like, you need something. Yeah, I'll be curious to try that higher proof Woodfords just to see. Isaiah says, call me old fashioned. Dave's going to have to send you some samples. Does he already have it? Because I already have mine. I'm kidding. I have the email though. I'm not joking. I was dialed in. I have the email. I was like quick to go enter, but then they're like, it's coming soon. Yeah, coming soon. Double oaked bourbon single barrel. I didn't see the night. I didn't read it. I guess I was just like, I'm entering it regardless. Eric says, give me a sticker. Cool, bro. I mean, I could create a sticker if you want a sticker, but I don't work for them. Bro, my eyes are burning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time we wind her down. I originally planned to do multiple things tonight, but it's already about 11 o'clock. We started the stream late, but that's neither here nor now. But let me check one thing real quick. Let me check it. Yeah. About that time. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to go ahead and end the stream. I'm going to go finish up that other video. I'm 90% sure my ice is good to go, so I need to get that knocked out before we go to bed. Because if I go to bed, I'm going to have to restart it, which is like another 2 days. Can't be having that. So if you haven't already, drop a little like on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, as always, I'll see you on the other side. Peace.